Hi everybody, Nicholas here, and in today's video I wanted to give you guys an update about what is going on and about the channel. Now, let me be frank, I will actually reduce my video output over the next 3 to 4 months. I will still try to drop a video here and there with tips for you, of course, high performance and neuroscience based, as usual. However, the reason why I have to cut back now, literally, is simply put because my doctoral thesis, my deadline, is coming up. I have 3 to 4 months left. In addition to that, I also have 2 publications that I need to write up. One of them is actually about my own results in the lab. Another one is about how the hunger hormone ghrelin affects learning and memory. So I need to sort those out. Those have deadlines as well, by the way. Then I have a high performance course that I'm currently running. And I have one-to-one sessions with my clients on the weekend. Of course, I have to look after my clients as well. I have a few experiments to finish. Yes, that also needs to be done in addition, takes up time. And to top it all off, I'll be kicked out of this apartment here within the next 3 months. So my tenancy ends. So I have to be focused, simply put. And I will take my own high performance advice. And that is the fact that you should focus on the 3 big things or less and do these well. Because the point being is that you can do 10 things and do all of them mediocre. Or you can double down on a single thing and do it with excellence and produce exceptional results. And this is exactly what I will do. So I simply ask myself, what are the things that I want to accomplish? What are the things that are really important to me right now? And the answer was my doctoral thesis, my publications. I want to complete this high performance course. And that's it. I'm topped out. So I will not add anything else. And that is the reason why I decided to cut back on my social media output, including YouTube. And there are actually even books about this, such as The One Thing, for example. And the point here being is that the less you do, the better. And another point that I make in another video that I will link you in the comments is about elimination and the fact that elimination always comes first. If your plate is full, then you need to start by taking things off of your plate. That's the only way you can gain back time to do the stuff that's actually important for you. Now, again, I made an entire video about this and how you can save 6 hours per day, so pretty much 25%. And again, if you're interested in doing so, I will link it for you, high performance, and you will be able to follow the steps. Just check out the video in the comments or in the video description more precisely. Now, also to give you a little bit of a background, I mentioned my experiments. So what is my PhD actually about? Now, you might know it from other videos, but my entire PhD thesis is about developing a drug to treat dementia, and more precisely treat Alzheimer's disease. And what this drug does, it's a little peptide, is actually prevent the formation of so-called tau tangles inside of brain cells. So I modified the peptide that it gets into brain cells, and I did some other cool stuff basically. But the point is that I just test this drug in cells that are cultivated in the lab and in animals. So simply put, I got a bunch of data now, and all of this stuff has to be written down. So what I will do is lock myself in my room, get a good old coffee, dive into flow, and write this stuff. And once again, I made tons of videos about how you can get into flow, into this super deeply immersed and extremely focused productive state. So I will link it for you guys in the video. And if you want to know more about flow, let me know. Just drop down your comments and feedback. I'm always happy to read that. Also, talking about feedback, you guys have noticed it. My audio is crappy. Yes, I know. So thank you for pointing this out, and I will definitely try to get myself a microphone, and I will also try to get myself a software editing software. My apologies. So an editing software to get better video quality in the future. Now, that aside, if you have any suggestions for future topics, neuroscience-based, Alzheimer's-based, performance-based, whatever it is, drop it down in the comments. I'm happy to read it. I'm happy to implement it and make videos for you guys, because that is what this channel is about. It's about helping you after all. Now, that aside, again, as an Alzheimer researcher, I also have an interest in an Alzheimer podcast, in fact. Now, I've been putting out a lot of content on LinkedIn already, People seem to like my posts. I'm talking about different studies that I pick up here and there about how you can optimize your brain health, of course. Also because the world of Alzheimer's is an absolute mess. People are running after a research hypothesis or the fact that the plaques are the cause of Alzheimer's, which is way outdated, and there's so much new stuff out there that no one really cares about. And that's why I thought I would like to make an Alzheimer podcast. Also to show you what is actually going on in the brain and potentially also how we can prevent that our brain is damaged. Because I always say it and I say it again, your brain is your most important organ in your entire body. The brain is the one thing that allows you to perceive the world, the one thing that allows you to store memories, the one thing that pretty much sets your personality. It is responsible for everything. If you are a high performer, if you're not, if you're feeling good, if you're not feeling good. Your brain is responsible for all of these things. And the healthier your brain is, the higher your performance, the better your well-being. So the better you will be off in general. So of course we have a high interest in keeping our brain healthy. I have a high interest, and to be precise, I actually experimented a little bit because I do have a genetic predisposition for arteriosclerosis, for example. Actually, my grandfather, he died recently, well, a few years ago to be more precise, and his arteries were entirely clogged. And the only reason why he actually made it to 70 years old plus is because he actually a new artery formed besides his heart. And he had a heart scan one. He pretty much had a scan of all of his blood vessels. I remember that. And the doctor mentioned that there was not a single blood vessel or single vasculature that was not clogged with cholesterol. So yeah, those are not good conditions for myself. And also know that I have this genetic predisposition because an eye doctor saw it in my eyes. So you can pretty much, by looking at the retina is part of your eye, part of your brain, by the way. So the eyes are actually part of the brain, part of the central nervous system. So by looking at your eyes, you can check the condition of your brain, basically. And this doctor saw that I have very, very, you could say vulnerable vasculature in my eyes. So my blood vessels in my brain are probably quite vulnerable also to damage. So I really have to make sure that I keep myself in top shape. And it's also why I actually experiment with fasting. So right now I only do 1 meal a day, literally, because that is one of the healthiest things you can do. It's actually quite well studied in animal models that caloric restriction and fasting, so again, not eating basically for as long as possible, improves your health, improves cholesterol markers and all of these things. Also very good for brain health. Also because the hunger hormone ghrelin protects you from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and kicks off this process we call autophagy, so cell renewal. I wrote a publication about that, so of course that's important. And I basically tried to follow this advice. So again, I experiment with this eating 1 meal a day. Also, I found that it's quite helpful actually for high performance because my energy level is really high over the morning and afternoon, mainly because fasting also releases adrenaline into your bloodstream, so you have higher alertness, higher focus, higher attention. Takes 2 to 3 weeks to get used to it, then the hunger went away, and I feel amazing now, literally. I haven't eaten anything right now, so it's about actually 1 p.m. I won't eat anything until 6, have my little meal of the day, and that's it basically. Yeah, I feel amazing, honestly, and I will keep doing it. Also because it's quite well known, once again, that this also increases your lifespan. Fasting can increase your lifespan by up to 30%, at least in animals, which could easily be 2 decades or 20 years. So you can easily live up to 20 years longer potentially. That aside, despite fasting, I actually made good progress in the gym. So whether you know it or not, I'm actually a powerlifter. And I pretty much lost all of my strength over lockdown. Came out of a lockdown, was weak as hell, skinny as hell also. And yeah, I had the weird idea to, let's go fasting, let's eat 1 meal a day, and let's build some muscle mass. Probably not a good combination, but I actually managed to do it quite well. In fact, I put on several kilograms. My squats went from, I think they increased by almost 40 kilograms in the last 7 to 8 months. So I packed on 40 kilograms for my squats while doing fasting, for example. So it's definitely possible to do it. So no need to be afraid. And I will experiment a bit more with it. Still weak as hell, but yeah, at least it's going up. Now, that aside, I will also try to take omega-3 fatty acids. It's actually known that 1 gram or more of EPA, especially, can actually help against depression, can reduce inflammation in your body, etc. So these are more things that I will test. And I simply want to encourage you guys because optimization is fun. Experimenting is fun. And that is what I do. Every day I get up and I think about how can I get a little bit better? How can I improve my health? How can I improve my strength in the gym or my body fat composition or body composition in general? How can I get more key tasks done? Things such as that. And I measure myself based on results and not based on how much I work. And I think that's also a very important mindset to have. Now, lastly, I will stop rambling now, but then again, if you have any questions, any feedback for me, any comments, also suggestions for future video descriptions, let me know in the comments. Just drop it down, guys. And also, if you want to see an Alzheimer podcast, let me know. Would be cool to have. That said, have an awesome week, high performers, and I will see you guys in the next video.